Warning, the following video will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, spoiler alert, the video will be containing spoilers from the Arrow episodes Vigilante and Invasion and What We Leave Behind, the mid-season finale of Season 5. So if you don't want anything spoiled for you, or you don't want to hear bad language, which is coming badly, stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here. It's good to be back, man. I'm telling you what. And I'm telling you, I'm at a loss for words here. I got to see the mid-season finale at home after being away for a month, and I got to tell you, I was looking forward to already trying to catch up on making a video about the Invasion crossover, which I probably still will get back to. But the biggest thing about the Arrow episode of Invasion was the greatest hits. I mean, it was essentially a what-if scenario of seeing what would happen if Ollie never got on that boat, the lives that were affected, and things like that. And it was pretty cool. Of course, it also reminds us of the characters that we lost, the people we cared about, and it was fantastic seeing Katie Cassidy, of course, back as Dinah Laurel Lance. And it was awesome, but, of course, I started seeing that, of course, the Dominators had taken, several people hostage and they were put in a pod, so it was effectively all a dream. Actually, the funny thing is, Supergirl did something similar in Season 1, taking a story originally written for Superman called For the Man Who Has Everything. So, as soon as I saw that they were abducted by aliens and they were put in a dream pod, I already knew how it was going to end. I knew that Laurel was not alive. There was hype about her returning, and I was all for it. It just ticked me off that it was all a dream. And then we had to lose her again. Now, I'll admit, I've been busting Arrow's chops since Season 4 and through Season 5 doing my roasts. And I thought the one thing that I could do before I start getting my comedy back going, what can I do to top an Arrow roast? And that's an Arrow rant. That's what I'm doing here. See, What We Leave Behind started going into another thing about Prometheus. And it looks like they're aiming toward another direction about who Prometheus might be. I kept guessing Tommy Merlin, that he might be brought back Red Hood style. They're leaning toward something other than that right now, and I could be wrong. They're saying he might be the son of a pharmaceutical tycoon, that the guy was killed because of the Hood /Arrow /Green Arrow /Oliver Queen. So, we'll see how that plays out. I'm not focusing on that right now. I'm focusing on the end, when Oliver's at his worst, Diggle's been arrested, poor Curtis Holt is going through a crisis where his husband's left. Prometheus tricked Oliver into killing Felicity's boyfriend, and everything's falling apart. Artemis has been revealed as a traitor, and it looks like Prometheus isn't going to stop until everyone thinks of him as a villain. Thinking of Oliver as the villain, that is. So it's rough, man. It really is. But when Oliver went into the Arrow Cave and saw Laurel Lance standing there, everyone was gobsmacked. And everyone's asking the same questions. How? See, I believe Mark Guggenheim and Wendy Miracle had said that Laurel is alive and well, and it has something to do with Flashpoint, which I can relate to. Let me tap some comic book knowledge for you guys. Back before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, there were multiple realities, and Earth 2 had Power Girl, Kara Zor-El, but on Earth 1 she's known as Supergirl. Well, there's also Helena Wayne, who was the Huntress. She was the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. When the Crisis happened, multiple Earths merged into one. And somehow the heroes that survived and fought, certain things merged easier than others. However, there were other things that didn't quite fit. You see, crap. Sorry about that. I found a little mess on my jacket here. Anyway, I was a mess eater for breakfast. Anyway, here's what's going on. After their worlds merged, there was no real place for Supergirl or the Huntress, so reality kind of changed around. We ended up getting Helena Bertinelli as the Huntress, and Kara Zor-El from Earth 2, aka Power Girl, still existed, but then the universe changed around her origin. She was supposedly a refugee from Atlantis, and her powers were more mystical. But then Infinite Crisis happened, and she did remember her past from the other world. So she was Kryptonian, then she wasn't, then she was again. Helena Wayne became Helena Bertinelli, which we've seen on Arrow. So she was, then she wasn't, then she was again. It's really weird, especially when you get into writing reality. Infinite Crisis also resulted that Jason Todd had died, but when Superboy punched the universe, ripples happened, changing things. So that Jason Todd was actually reborn in the Lazarus Pit, and he was reborn that way. So it's possible that Flashpoint somehow reset the universe, and that Laurel is back. I'm not entirely sure how yet for the explanation, because everyone remembers her dying. Everyone remembers her being buried. There's a statue of her with her freaking name out there. And that's the problem I'm getting at. You see, guys, I've cried with the Black Canary fans. I've been vocal with the No Laurel, No Arrow movement. I've been there with you. I made my Arrow roasts so that the creators of the show can realize their mistakes and fix them. And now, at the end of What We Leave Behind, it looks like they finally are. Laurel's back. No one's entirely sure how, and everyone wants to tune in to the return episode called Who Are You? To see what happens. But this is where I have to have caution, folks. This is the rant part. I'm worried that it's not going to last. See, on Legends of Tomorrow, spoiler alert, someone else we thought was going to be returning came back only as an illusion, a dream, a hallucination. Why is Laurel back? Is she a hallucination? Did Prometheus drug Oliver? I hope not. That would fucking suck. And see, there's the dirty language. What about the other things? What about if she does return? Well, that's great, but keep in mind something. The entire world now knows that Dinah Laurel Lance was the Black Canary. Yes, it'll be great to have her back, but something has to give. Something has to change. Remember also, much like Wentworth Miller and John Barrowman, sorry, I'm still a little rusty in my brain here, Katie Cassidy has signed a contract that allows her to appear almost on virtually every one of the 4 shows as a guest star. So we'll get to see Laurel come back, and I hope we get an explanation as to why. I think we will. But I'm afraid that at best, she's only going to be a guest star here and there on the shows. I fear she's not going to be back as a regular. Now, I look forward to hearing how she came back from the dead, how reality was altered enough for her to be reborn. I want Katie Cassidy to come back. I want Dinah Laurel Lance to return. I want our voices to have been heard and the mistakes to be fixed. But what happens if she does return, explains it, and then has to go away again? The world knows who she is. She's going to have to start a whole new life. Are you prepared to have Katie Cassidy being referred to something other than Dinah Laurel Lance? Because she kind of has to. If not, what about something other than the Black Canary? That would suck too. I'm playing the antagonist here, guys, because I don't want to be wrong. I want her to be back. I just know that she's not going to be back on a permanent basis on the show. She's only going to become a guest star showing up here and there unless they redo her contract again for season 6, if there will be a season 6. Now, a lot of people are saying, hey, you've been through a lot, Dave, so maybe you're a little off. And you know what? I have been through a medical emergency that I can't really talk about right now. Fine. I'll accept that. I'm willing to be the bad guy if that's what's necessary, as long as I tell people something that I'm afraid they have to hear, even if they don't want to. Laurel may be coming back, but I am deathly afraid that it's not going to be a permanent thing or quite what everyone wants it to be. I want her to return. Katie is an awesome actress. She did a great job, and I want Laurel to return. A wrong was done to her that I want to be righted, and it looks like it is being righted. I just don't want people to get their hopes up that she's returning permanently to the show, only to be disappointed yet again. You guys don't deserve that. I've cried with you once. I don't want to cry with you again if she goes away and doesn't come back. In the meantime, I will cheer with my fans. I will cheer with my fellow fans and friends. I had a friend that on Twitter actually give me one of the greatest compliments. The same day I returned home, I got to see the Arrow mid-season finale, and they said, Dave, you are a good luck charm. The same day you get out of the hospital, Laurel comes back. And I am honored. I really am, dude. I am pleased. I am thankful. I don't think I could take all the credit. But I'm happy to have someone associate me with Katie Cassidy and Laurel's return. And I'm thankful for that. Thank you. I can't take all the credit, though. It was the hashtag No Laurel, No Arrow movement. It was everyone putting their love out there to Katie Cassidy. It was everyone fighting the good fight, and I was just one voice among many, and I was happy to be there for you. I'm happy to still be there for you guys. But I just want you guys to be aware that when Laurel comes back, something has to change. And I fear that we might not be getting her back on a permanent basis. Yeah, she may be alive. We may get the story about that, but she may have to move to another city and start a new life under a new name and only come back periodically. If that is the case, then that's something we have to accept, and it's something we have to be happy for. And it's not bad entirely. I just don't want people to get their hopes up that if it's an illusion or if she's expected to be coming back permanently, she may come back alive permanently in that universe, but she may not be coming back permanently on the show. And I don't want the guys and gals at Arrow to drop the ball, because I swear to God, if you do, if you somehow screw up Laurel's return and you hurt the fans again, you will hurt them so deeply that you will never be forgiven. Please hear my words. I want Arrow to succeed. I do. The entire reason I've been roasting it and making parody songs against certain actions and for the Black Canary is because I care, damn it. I want the show to do well. I want Katie to return. And now you've got us all baited. Don't fuck it up. That's what I'm warning you. All right, guys, I'm recording this video now. I'm going to try to upload it a little later. It's going to take some time and drain my phone, so it might be... I recorded this morning on Friday the 9th. I'll upload it later in the day. So I want you guys to just think about it. Something may have to give when Laurel comes back. For now, I will celebrate the fact that she is returning. But I have to warn you guys, please don't get your hopes up in case someone producing arrow decides to dash them again and take her away from us again. I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm right, heed the warning. That's all I got for this morning, guys. Thank everybody for watching my videos. I'll try to get back into making something a little more colorful and a little more entertaining soon. But for now, this is my return video, so peace.